do you think that that's an advantage that you had coming through as a mature, that you'd actually developed more processes, more systems?
Absolutely. Like wanting to be drafted was probably something or a goal I'd set for quite a few years, and I'd been involved with the Giants and North Melbourne in their AFLW program as a train-on, so I'd been exposed.
With the train on, was it like,
top up player?
so you
Come
just
along
carry
and
the
help us
bag,
train.
basically.
Yeah, something like that.
They just the crash test dummy, are you?
Yeah, just a training cone and
Cone.
Did you just see that as an opportunity though, just to build up your physical capacity?
Oh, absolutely. I think being able to go into the club and train with the girls, and like a higher standard of training as well. It's only going to improve your game, and I guess seeing what they do in the gym and in regards to the strength and conditioning stuff really helped me as well. And then I guess
Because that like, that's one of the things that I think we definitely want to talk to you about is being more mature. The injuries we see with AFLW, and I would love to pick your brain about this so we can talk about it now if you like. We see a lot of these joint injuries, and it seems to be really common in the early recruit years. We've seen 2 number 1 draft picks, Lena Kennedy, Izzy Huntington, do multiple ACLs. Do you think the fact that you came in as a mature athlete, that's different for you, and that your body's more ready for those rigors? And I know you can put on your 2 hats here, your clinical hat, and your professional hat and your elite athlete hat. Like, how do you view that?
Absolutely. I think there's probably a lot that goes into that. But you've got girls being drafted at 17 or 18 that have never been in a gym in their life, essentially, so they don't have that muscle development. And from an injury prevention perspective, like, I think that's definitely a massive disadvantage for those girls.
Do you view that yourself? Like, you see them walk in and you're almost like, as a clinician, you're like, oh, that scares me. Like, they look like a pencil.
Yeah, definitely. When the dietitian gets out the mass gainer, you kind of think, we've got a little bit of work to do here. But I think it's definitely contributes. And the other thing as well is, for us, we're only at the club 15 hours a week, so you don't have a lot of time to make up for that. And our pre-season this year, for example, is going to be 10 weeks.
Yep.
So if
they just announced that, didn't they?
They did.
Starting sort of mid to late August.
Yeah. That's right. So we'll be back in June. Last year, I think it was a 14-week pre-season. But you've got draftees coming in, never been in a gym, potentially have played some NAB league, but probably not at a high standard.
Yeah, and the physicality is so different, isn't it?
It is. You're playing
they're
against...
obviously skillful, but
they're
the actual physical contact, the forces that you're coming into. Yeah, and I think the difference is when you go up in levels, it's not that sometimes the forces are that much higher, but it's constant. It's like every contest, and the contests are coming rapidly.
Absolutely. And the intensity as well, I think. Like, I noticed going from VFL to AFL, in VFL you've probably got 2 or 3 seconds to figure out what you're going to do with the ball. In AFL, you're getting crunched if you're holding the ball for that long. You've probably got 1 second, you're making a split decision.
Yep.
And I think it'd be the same coming from NAB League into AFLW. Like, that intensity is a lot higher.